I was lying in bed the other night trying to drift off, and I had this itch on my arm, just a tiny, insignificant little itch.
Wow.
And I had that internal monologue, the one where I thought, do not scratch it. If you scratch it, you wake the beast.
The beast being the dreaded itch-scratch cycle.
Exactly. And it got me thinking about, the sheer volume of listeners we have who deal with that sensation, not just once in a while, but every single day.
Right.
Whether it's eczema, rosacea, or just that perpetually angry, reactive skin, it feels like you're trapped in this endless loop.
It really does.
You try a heavy cream, it stings like fire. You try to dry it out, it cracks and bleeds. You try doing nothing, it gets infected. It feels like your skin is fighting a war against you and you are losing.
It feels that way because, in a very real biological sense, the defenses are down. When you have compromised skin, whether from genetics or environment, the barrier is broken. And when the castle walls are breached, everything feels like a hostile invader. Even water can sting.
Which is exactly why today's deep dive is, well, it's a bit of a revelation. We've dug through a massive stack of dermatological data, product analyses from brands like Era Organics, and sifted through hundreds of reviews for these cult favorite products like Tower 28. And everything, and I mean everything, keeps pointing back to one specific molecule.
Yeah.
It's being hailed as the secret weapon for sensitive skin.
It really has become the star of the show in modern dermatology.
But, and we have to address this immediately, when I first saw the name on the research pile, I almost closed the tab. I thought there was a typo. It's called hypochlorous acid.
It doesn't exactly scream soothing spa day, does it?
It screams high school chemistry accident. It sounds corrosive. It sounds like something that belongs under a sink with the skull and crossbones on it, not sprayed on my face.
And that's the huge twist, right?
It is.
That is the massive twist, because hypochlorous acid, or HOCl as we'll call it, to save some breath, isn't a synthetic chemical brewed up in a factory to strip paint off a wall. It is actually a naturally occurring compound.
Okay.
And here is the kicker. It is produced by your own body.
That was the aha moment for me in the reading. It's not just natural, like a plant extract or an essential oil. It's like human natural. It's already inside us.
Precisely. It's a fundamental part of your innate immune system. Specifically, it's produced by your white blood cells.
Wow.
Neutrophils, to be exact. Think of your white blood cells as the body's first responders. When they detect an invader, a bacteria, a virus, a fungus, they rush to the scene.
Okay.
And to neutralize that threat, they produce a burst of this weak acid.
So HOCl is basically the weapon our white blood cells use to fight the bad guys.
Exactly. It is nature's oldest disinfectant. So when we talk about bottling this and spraying it on your face, we aren't introducing a foreign drug or a new synthetic invention.
We're just giving it more of what it already has.
We're essentially mimicking the body's own defense mechanism. We're just giving the skin more of what it already uses to heal itself.
That is wild. It puts a whole new spin on skincare. So the mission for this deep dive is to figure out why this specific molecule is suddenly everywhere. Why is it the absolute go-to for eczema? How is it different from the 50 other bottles gathering dust in my bathroom cabinet? And frankly, how can something with the word acid in the name be safe enough for a baby?
We have a lot to unpack. We're going to look at the mechanism of action, how it actually kills bugs without killing you, and we'll look at why it's being positioned as a crucial, safer alternative to topical steroids.
Okay, let's get into the science first. I want to understand the mechanics here. You mentioned white blood cells using this to fight invaders. What is it actually doing to a bacteria? Is it like dissolving it?
Biologically speaking, HOCl is a potent antimicrobial agent. The literature describes its action quite vividly. It works by disrupting microbial cell walls, and this is the key phrase, oxidizing essential proteins.
Oxidizing essential proteins. Okay, break that down for me. That sounds destructive.
To a microbe, it is devastating.
Yeah.
Imagine the cell wall of a bacteria is like a fortress. HOCl effectively breaches the gates and then rusts the machinery inside.
Rusts it.
It enters the cell and unfolds the proteins that the bacteria needs to survive and replicate. It neutralizes bacteria, fungi, and viruses incredibly fast.
Oh, fast.
We're talking seconds upon contact.
Okay, but here's the paradox that I kept getting stuck on while reading the notes. If it's powerful enough to rust the machinery of a bacteria and destroy its cell wall, why doesn't it do that to my skin cells?
Right.
Why doesn't it burn my face off?
That is the billion-dollar question.
Right.
Usually, if something is strong enough to kill bacteria, think of rubbing alcohol, hydrogen peroxide or bleach.
Yeah, there's collateral damage.
It causes collateral damage.
You put rubbing alcohol on a cut and you do that little dance around the room because it burns like crazy?
Exactly. Those are cytotoxic agents, meaning they're toxic to cells. They can kill healthy human cells right alongside the bad bacteria. They sting because they're literally attacking your exposed tissue. HOCl is different because it is tissue-friendly. Since your body's own cells naturally exist alongside this compound, your white blood cells make it, remember.
Yeah, right.
Your healthy cells have mechanisms to neutralize it if it gets inside. They are adapted to handle it.
So it distinguishes between the bad guys, the pathogens, and the good guys, your skin cells.
Essentially, yes. It targets the simpler structure of the microbes.
It's like a sniper instead of a carpet bomb.
That's a perfect analogy. Carpet bombing is effective at clearing an area, sure, but you destroy the infrastructure, the roads, the civilians. A sniper takes out the threat and leaves the city intact.
And for someone with eczema, preserving that city infrastructure, the skin barrier is everything.
It is the only thing that matters. If you destroy the barrier while trying to clean it, you've just made the problem worse.
Let's pivot to eczema specifically. Because I think a lot of people, myself included, before this deep dive, assume eczema is just really dry skin. You know, just get a thicker cream, grease yourself up, and you'll be fine. But the research suggests it's way more complicated than that.
Much more complicated.
Yeah.
If you only treat eczema as dry skin, you're missing half the picture. Eczema is a barrier defect.
Right.
Your skin's wall is cracked. And when the wall is cracked, moisture gets out, but worse things get in. The source material highlights a specific culprit that colonizes these cracks. Staphylococcus, aureus, or staph bacteria.
Staph, like the serious infection people get in hospitals. MRSA.
The very same family, though usually in less dangerous concentrations on the skin surface.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Eczema lesions are frequently colonized by staph bacteria.
Okay.
It's not just sitting there passively. This bacteria drives inflammation. It secretes toxins called superantigens that tell your skin, hey, stay angry, keep itching, swell up.
So the bacteria is actually keeping the eczema flared up. It's not just a side effect.
Yes, it creates a vicious loop.
Yeah.
The bacteria makes you itch, you scratch, you break the skin more bacteria gets in, and the inflammation skyrockets.
Wow.
So one of the main reasons HOCl works so well is that it lowers this bacterial load. It clears out the staph.
You're clearing the battlefield so the skin can actually repair itself?
Exactly. You can put all the moisturizer you want on it, but if the bacteria are still there driving the inflammation, you're fighting a losing battle. HOCl resets the microbiome of that patch of skin.
But the notes mention it does something else too. It's not just killing bugs. There was a term, immunomodulatory. That sounds like a superpower.
It practically is. Immunomodulatory just means it regulates the immune system.
Regulates it like turning a dial.
Exactly, turning down the volume. Eczema involves high levels of what we call pro-inflammatory cytokines.
Okay.
These are chemical messengers screaming at your body to swell up, turn red, and itch. HOCl actively reduces the levels of these cytokines.
It intercepts the message.
It intercepts the message. It creates a ceasefire signal.
A ceasefire, yeah.
Yes. It reduces redness, it reduces swelling, and perhaps most importantly for anyone listening who is currently shifting uncomfortably in their chair, it helps break the itch-scratch cycle.
That cycle is a nightmare. It's psychological torture. You scratch because it itches, and it itches because you scratched.
It is. And if you can stop the itch, you stop the mechanical damage from your fingernails, that gives the skin the window of time it needs to actually heal the barrier. You cannot heal if you were scratching.
Now, usually when you go to a doctor with this kind of inflammation, they don't hand you a spray. They hand you a tube of hydrocortisone steroids.
Right.
And I know a lot of our listeners are very wary of using those long term.
It's a very valid concern. Look, topical steroids are effective tools. We aren't saying they don't work. They are crucial for putting out big fires, but they come with baggage.
Right.
The sources we analyzed were very clear on this. Long-term steroid use can lead to skin atrophy, literally thinning of the skin.
Which is the last thing you want if your barrier is already weak.
Exactly. You don't want a thinner wall. And then there is the risk of dependency, or what's known as topical steroid withdrawal, or TSW, which can be absolutely horrific.
I've seen photos of TSW. It looks painful. Red sleeves, burning skin.
It is. The massive advantage of HOCl, as emphasized in the ERA Organics and Tower 28 analyses, is that it is a non-steroidal alternative.
So zero risk of that?
It has zero risk of skin thinning. It has zero risk of dependency. You can use it every single day, multiple times a day, for maintenance without that fear in the back of your mind.
That safety profile is a huge selling point. It's
Yeah.
guilt-free treatment, but I want to play devil's advocate for a second.
Okay.
We're throwing around the word acid. And in the skincare world, acid usually means exfoliation, salicylic acid, glycolic acid, lactic acid. Is hypochlorous acid just a gentler version of those peeling agents?
No, and I'm glad you brought that up because it's a major point of confusion. They're completely different categories of chemistry.
Okay, differentiate them for us.
Let's look at hyaluronic acid first, since that's in everything right now. Hyaluronic isn't really an acid in the scary sense. It's a sugar molecule. It's a hydrator.
Right, a humectant.
Its job is to pull water into the skin like a sponge.
So hyaluronic adds water, HOCl does.
HOCl disinfects and calms. It's defense. Hyaluronic is hydration. HOCl is sanitation. You actually need both. They work great together, but they aren't swappable.
Okay.
You wouldn't use HOCl to moisturize dry skin, and you wouldn't use hyaluronic acid to kill bacteria.
Okay, and what about the exfoliating acids, the ones that burn a little?
The salicylics and glycolics, those work by dissolving the glue between dead skin cells. They peel away the top layer to reveal fresh skin.
Sure.
Now imagine putting a chemical peel on open, weeping eczema.
Ouch. No, thank you. That makes my skin crawl just thinking about it.
It would be disastrous. The expert analysis explicitly warns that exfoliating acids can be way too harsh for compromised skin. They increase irritation. HOCl is non-exfoliating.
It doesn't strip the skin.
Not at all. It soothes. It is pH neutral, usually sitting right around 5.5, which is the exact same pH as healthy skin.
There is one other acid comparison we need to make, and this one feels like a public service announcement. The names. Hypochlorous acid versus hydrochloric acid.
Yes.
They sound almost identical.
This is critical. Do not gloss over this. Hypochlorous acid, HOCl, is the gentle, body-safe compound we are discussing. Hydrochloric acid is stomach acid.
Oh, wow.
It's in industrial brick cleaners and pool chemicals. It is highly corrosive.
So if you are ordering raw ingredients online or looking at a label, double check the spelling.
Triple check it. Hydrochloric acid will burn you. Hypochloric acid will heal you. Never mix them up. And honestly, don't try to make this at home unless you have a specialized electrolysis machine. Just buy the formulated product.
Good to know. Okay, so we've established that this is a magical, non-stinging, bacteria-fighting mist. Let's talk about how to actually use it. Because if you have eczema, your routine is usually complex. Where does this fit in?
The beauty of it is in the simplicity. And interestingly, the most popular and effective form mentioned in the product reviews, like the premium eczema relief spray, is a liquid spray.
Why a spray? Why not a cream?
Think about the sensation of touching flared-up skin. What happens?
It hurts. And the friction usually makes it redder. You can feel the heat coming off it.
Exactly. A spray allows for touch-free application. You aren't rubbing, dragging, or introducing bacteria from your fingers.
Well, that makes sense.
The routine outlined in the source material is very specific, though. There is a sandwich method to it.
Walk us through the steps.
Step 1. Cleanse the skin gently. Get the dirt and sweat off. Step 2. Apply the HOCl spray. Mist it generously over the affected area. Don't be shy with it.
Okay, so I'm dripping wet with HOCl, and then...
Step 3 is the one everyone messes up. Let it air dry.
Don't rub it in. Don't towel it off.
No.
No.
Let it sit. It needs contact time. It needs those few seconds to neutralize the bacteria and oxidize those proteins we talked about.
Got it.
If you wipe it off immediately, you're wiping away the benefit before it has finished the job.
It sort of smells like a sewing pool for a second, right?
Yes, for a second, yes.
Yeah.
That's the chlorine atom in the molecule.
Yeah.
It smells like clean water or a faint pool scent, but it dissipates instantly.
Okay.
Once it's dry, you move to step 4. Moisturize.
Why do we need to moisturize if we just sprayed it? Isn't it wet?
It's wet, but it's not hydrating. Remember, it's not hyaluronic acid. It cleans the slate and calms the fire, but it doesn't rebuild the wall. You need to layer a moisturizer or an emollient on top to seal the barrier.
So cleanse, spray, air dry, moisturize.
That's the golden ritual. The recommendation is generally 1 to 2 times daily for maintenance, but during a bad flare-up, you can use it more often because it's so safe.
You can just carry it with you.
You can carry it in your bag and spray it whenever you feel an itch coming on.
Speaking of carrying it in your bag, there was a weird detail in the notes about storage. I feel like this is a gotcha for people who like to organize their bathroom with those matching clear bottles.
Yes, the aesthetic organizers. This is a trap. HOCl is a somewhat unstable molecule. It effectively wants to revert back to salt water. It is highly sensitive to UV light.
So light kills it.
Light deactivates it. That is why you will notice that high-quality products like the Tower 20 Eczema Rescue Spray always come in opaque bottles, usually white or dark plastic.
You can't see inside.
You cannot see the liquid inside.
So if I buy a big jug of it and decant it into a cute, clear glass travel bottle so I can see how much is left,
You have ruined it.
I've just made expensive salt water.
Essentially, yes. Within a very short time, light hits it, the molecule degrades, and it loses its potency. Keep it in the original okay container. Don't leave it on a sunny windowsill. Treat it like a vampire. Keep it out of the sun.
That is a massive pro tip. You spend the money, you want it to work. Now, we've talked a lot about eczema, but usually, if something is anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial, it has other uses.
Oh, yeah.
Who else needs to be listening to this deep dive?
The versatility is honestly why this is blowing up in the skincare community. It's not just an eczema product. Because it is non-toxic. Remember, it mimics our biology. It is safe for populations that usually have to be very, very careful.
I'm assuming you mean babies.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It is completely safe for babies.
Yeah.
You can use it for diaper rash, infant eczema, or just those mystery bumps babies get.
And pregnant women.
It's also safe for pregnant women. There are no systemic risks because it doesn't enter the bloodstream like a drug. It works on the surface and then breaks down into simple saline.
What about other adult skin conditions?
The sources specifically list psoriasis and rosacea.
Rosacea makes a lot of sense given the redness.
It does. It reduces that vascular redness and calms the heat. For psoriasis, which often involves cracked or flaking skin, the antimicrobial aspect is key because those cracks are open doors for infection. Okay. But here's one that I found really surprising. The scalp.
The scalp, like for dandruff?
Yes. Think about what dandruff often is. Seborrheic dermatitis.
Yeah.
It often has a fungal component, yeast overgrowth, or folliculitis, which is inflamed hair follicles.
Right. The itchy bumps on the hairline, or that soreness after a tight ponytail.
Exactly. Since HOCl is antifungal and antibacterial, spraying it on the scalp can help eliminate the fungi that cause dandruff. It prevents the buildup of dead skin cells without being a heavy, greasy cream that ruins your hair.
So it's basically a scalp detox.
In a way, yes. And unlike specialized dandruff shampoos, which can be incredibly harsh and stripping, this soothes the scalp while it cleans. It's great for people who work out and get sweaty scalps but don't want to wash their hair every single day.
I also saw it mentioned for eyelids. That sounds risky. I've always been told to keep away from eyes.
It sounds counterintuitive for an acid, but again, it is pH neutral and non-stinging. Eyelids are the thinnest skin on your body. You can't put standard steroid creams there easily because they will thin the skin too much, too fast, which can cause glaucoma or cataracts if it gets in the eye. But ophthalmologists actually use HOCl for conditions like blepharitis inflammation of the eyelids and the lash line.
That is fascinating. It really is the Swiss Army knife of skincare.
It really is. And the funny thing is, it's not a new invention. It's an ancient biological invention.
Yeah.
We've just finally learned how to stabilize it in a bottle so it lasts on a shelf.
So let's bring this all together. We started this deep dive talking about the frustration of angry skin, the feeling of being trapped in a losing battle.
We did. And I think the big takeaway here isn't just about a specific product. It's about a change in philosophy regarding how we treat our bodies.
How so?
Well, for decades, the approach to skin issues has been warfare. We try to overpower the skin with strong chemicals, we burn off the top layer with acids, or we suppress the immune system with potent drugs.
We act like the skin is the enemy.
Exactly. But HOCl offers a different path.
Working with the body, not against it.
Exactly. It's utilizing a natural antimicrobial that your body already knows and trusts. It fights the Staphylococcus aureus that makes eczema worse. It calms the cytokine storm that causes the itching. And it does it without thinning your skin or burning on contact. It empowers the skin to do what it wants to do, heal.
It effectively breaks that itch-scratch cycle, which is the key to getting your life back when you have eczema.
And it does so safely, whether you are an adult, a pregnant woman, or treating a newborn. It removes the fear from the treatment.
It's elegant. That's the word that keeps coming to mind. It's an elegant solution.
Nature often is. The most sophisticated solutions are usually ones that have been refined by evolution for millions of years.
It leaves me thinking, and here's a thought for everyone to carry with them today, if our white blood cells have been using this specific solution for eons to heal us quietly every single day, what other answers to our chronic health issues are hiding right there in our body's own playbook, just waiting for us to notice them?
That is a question well worth asking. The body is smarter than we give it credit for.
Something to chew on.
Stay curious, everyone. We'll see you on the next deep dive.